Hello, in this video I'm going to have a quick discussion on our 2060 series Emflux flow meters, which are our flow meters which can be completely customized to suit almost any application. Now we've got four main flow meter varieties, but as mentioned, this is just purely the fourth one in this variety, the 2060 tube, which is our custom meter. Start off with, these meters can be manufactured and are manufactured in our Australian facility in Sydney, and we manufacture them anywhere from 50 mil diameter up to 1.2 meter diameter, and you can get any sort of customization on these, different liners, different electrodes, different flange types. We've got a list of this on this presentation just here of some of our standard flange types we use. However, if there is a custom flange type that you like, for example, I quoted today a meter with a class 600 ANSI 600 flange, so we can get custom flanges made for whatever type meter it is, and even custom diameters, thicknesses of the inner tube for higher pressure ratings as well. So we do custom make these from scratch in Sydney to any sort of application that you want. And as you can see, you've got the polyurethane liners, the basalt liners, rubber flex liners, and there are custom liner options as well, and custom electrode options that we can do. So really for any application. Here's just a couple of quick examples of some of the applications that we've used these for, which is some main pipelines, tailings dams. We've used to process control liquids, just stage plain water, anything really at the end of the day, any sort of liquid, process liquid, as long as it's electrically conduct, and that means that we can actually detect the flow rate using the principles of electromagnetic flow meter. So just sitting on our liners at the moment, here's some photos of our three standard lining options, which is the rubber flex, the polyurethanes, and the basalts. As I said, they're our custom types. Generally, the main one we use is the rubber flex, which is we have quite a thin one, which is a 3 mil, a 6 mil, which is much more standard, particularly for industrial strength, and the 12 mil for a lot of harsh slurries. The 12 mil can be, and we can even do a 24 mil we've done a few times, but the 12 mil is actually really good because you can actually pull your tube apart, as in pull your pipe apart, have a look at the flow meter and be able to actually see if it's starting to degrade. And it's got 1.2 centimeters, so 12 mil is actually a fair bit of wear and tear that you can see, so you can actually see how close it's getting to need to replace it. Polyurethane is obviously a very nice, strong, solid liner, which has got a very high chemical compatibility, always great for any sort of process mineral, process liquid, and of course our basalt liner is just very solid, great for harsh slurries and any sort of really abrasive material as well. But it's important that when you have your liner, the correct liner, you've got to have the correct electrode to go with it. Otherwise, you could encounter issues. We've got the three main electrode types we use, which is our stainless steel, Hastelloy C, and tungsten tips. Stainless steel is your water. Straight water, dirty water, anything from a lake, dam, bores, stainless steel, no issue at all. When you start getting to some of those process minerals and process liquids, that's where the Hastelloy C gets in. Also really great for hypersaline, high saline applications. So anything off which is going to be pumping salt water or any sort of desal plant, any sort of liquid like that would be ideal for Hastelloy C. Plus a lot of the things which require any sort of high corrosion resistance. So a lot of the chemicals that are required in processing mining as well. And then finally, the tungsten tipped is really our electrode of choice if you've got a really thick abrasive abrasive slurry or something along those lines, which something could get damaged. As you can see from this photo here, the tungsten tips is also countersunk, so that means that when it's actually installed inside the flow tube, it's very flush, so there's no surface for anything to get hit off, where the other two types are more of the pan head, so that they actually can get hit by a abrasive liquid, say rocks or something going through the tube. So if you've ever got any rocks or anything abrasive, go for the tungsten tips. So it's really around getting all your different options, choosing what electrodes, what linings, what flanges you need for whatever application you do, anywhere from 50 mil to 1.2 meter in diameter. It's an Australian-made flow tube, very harsh and built for Australian conditions. Thank you.